Hey guys, welcome to the Lunchbox. My name is Lou, and today I am flying solo. Why? Because the rest of the guys are busy preparing for next episode, which is sadly our last episode of the season. But that's okay. It's gonna be a fun episode. We got lots of stuff. We got Andrew Thomas from Chapterhouse Publishing. We're talking Captain Canuck. We have Rebecca transforming herself into the Joker. We got Andre's weekly comic book review. And now we're gonna have an interview with Chris Kozak from Shirtpunch, who gave us this cool ass shirt. Coming up next.
Hey, you guys!
So we are joined here with Chris from Shirtpunch. Now tell us a bit about the company.
So Shirtpunch itself is a daily deal website. Basically, we do 4 t-shirts for $10, and each one of them is a unique design designed by artists from around the world, and we make them exclusive for that one day for 24 hours, those designs, and then they disappear. And every day we do 4 brand new ones.
Interesting.
Yeah.
$10 is quite the deal. I like that.
Not a bad deal, yeah, but that's why it's only 24 hours, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, where do those designs go afterwards? Do they ever come back?
So some of the designs are exclusive for 24 hours, like the glow-in-the-dark and metallics.
Mm-hmm.
We generally don't bring them back. The ones that don't have specifics, we will put them in our gallery, but then they become $20. So you only have that one window to get it for $10. It's always a good idea to check back daily. Yeah.
Always go in, check out the cool designs,
Our
get
point,
that deal.
That's it. Yeah, we just want people to come back and see what we got every day. So yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. I love that.
Yeah.
Now you said you have designs from around the world. It's not artists particularly hired by the company. You outsource them.
Right. So yeah, we collect art. We have actually open submissions on the website. And every artist who submits a design, then goes through a vetting process where we choose which design to put up, and every one of those artists is compensated for their designs. So they have however many they sell, they get a certain portion of those sales.
Every artist's dream.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of designs do you guys look for?
So we're mostly looking for geek and gamer culture shirts. So we're really we do a lot of anime designs, a lot of horror designs, sci-fi, and especially video games.
Oh,
so, and they're all mashups too, right? It's all like,
I like that. Catering to like every nerd.
Exactly.
And what do you think qualifies someone to make designs for you guys?
You just have to have a really great idea and execute it well. I mean, the best way to get an idea of what to submit is go through our Instagram feed, look at some of the designs that have been up there before. We don't have any limitations. We don't have, we're not going to say no. We'll try to bring in as much as we can. We'll try to put up every artist that we can, but it's got to really hit that quality, and it's got to really speak to us. Like, we are obviously the ones who, I own so many of our own shirts. So if I'm not going to wear it, then I might not select it, but keep trying. There might be something that'll hit. Yeah.
I'd wear it on a shirt.
Yeah.
Let's sell it.
Well, that's
We'll give you guys some commission.
Exactly.
Profit.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
everyone.
Exactly.
So when people submit their designs, who exactly owns the rights to it? What's that about?
So the artist actually retains all the rights. We don't claim rights on it at all, which is why we pay a commission on every single shirt that's sold under that artist's name.
Okay,
So,
and how much is the commission?
They get 10% of every single sale that they make from us. So, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So is there a price differential between people, like how much they make off of commission?
So every artist makes 10%. Some artists, if they sell more shirts, they're definitely going to make a ton more. Like if one design hits and it sells 1,000 copies, like that's really good for the artist. If another one hits and it's 5,000, it's even better. And depending on the price of the item itself. So the hoodies are a little bit more expensive, so they'll make a little bit more from that sale. And same with zip-up hoodies are even more expensive. So yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So what kind of printing process do you guys have here?
So we have several. The ones that we use specifically for Shirtpunch is we do screen printing and we do direct-to-garment printing. So depending on if the order is one of the daily deals, it'll probably get screen printed. If it's a glow-in-the-dark shirt or a metallic shirt, those will get printed as well, or screen printed as well. And if it's one of our gallery shirts, then we'll probably DTG it, which we do use like the most top high-end DTG equipment on the market today. So DTG is direct to garment, which means that it's kind of like, imagine it like a giant laser printer for shirts. So it goes through and then gets printed directly on top of it, and it's the ink is then embedded sort of into the shirt that way, instead of sitting on top like the screen printing does.
Okay, and the quality is very nice. I got to look at them myself. Yeah. Now, you mentioned only for t-shirts, so you guys do other things here as well?
We do, actually. Every once in a while we'll run tote bags or hats on the Shirtpunch site, but this company does a ton of different materials, jackets, things like this. But
okay. Now, have you guys always sold geeky merch, or did you do maybe regular stuff before?
Yep.
Like, whose idea was it to get into the nerdy realm?
Yeah, so we do custom printing under the company T-Shirt Elephant. That's our main brand. And Shirtpunch is a sort of an offshoot from that. It was founded in 2011 originally, and we took it over just last year, and it's been a great partnership, a great acquisition in that sense for us. It's, because we're all fans of the geek and gamer culture, right? So,
Yeah, it's great. And you don't see a lot of that in this area.
No, and we are a print facility in Toronto where there are not many of us around. So, and we're always trying to do things for our community. We're involved in a lot of the events. We'll be at EGLX, which I hear you guys are going to be at as well. Yeah.
So where can we find Shirtpunch on social media?
So I mean, obviously the best place to find us is our website, www.shirtpunch.com, but you can also find us on social like Instagram, Twitter. We're under the social tag Shirtpunch. And we also have a contest that runs all the time, which is if you take a selfie of yourself wearing one of our shirts and tag it with free the shirt, you're entered into an automatic draw that we do every week, and we hand out a free shirt every single week to one of our followers. And
okay, that's really, tag us. That's really fancy. It very much engages like community participation.
And it also gives something back to our customers that, they've been so loyal for so many years. We have a lot of people that come back all the time, so we want to make sure that we're treating them well. So
and that's something a lot of people also like about your company is how personalized it is with your community and everything. You guys look like you have some pretty good values at the very least compared to a lot of other places. Yeah, I mean, we try to value, like I said, artists because we come from an art community. A lot of us are art backgrounds. We have like 10 designers that are actually here. And aside from the ones that also, like obviously around the world that are sending us designs, we get designs in from literally every corner of the world. It's amazing from the places that we get them in from. So we want to make sure that they're taken care of. They're part of our Shirtpunch family. So oh, that's so cute. I like that. And now, what's next for you guys? Anything really big in store? Anything like that?
Oh man, there's so much, and a lot of it I just cannot talk about. But I would have to say, like, sign up for the newsletter. Keep an ear to the ground. We are going to be doing some really great things in the near future. So
well, I'm super excited for that. I know I love the shirts.
Amazing.
But thank you for joining us. Here's Chris with Shirtpunch. Make sure to check out Shirtpunch. Very high quality t-shirts. Get that deal, $10.
Alright, you guys. First off, get rid of your hair. And by that I mean put on some wig caps. Whether it's braiding it or combing it back, you want to get rid of your hair. I do not like bobby pins, so I use 2 wig caps to keep my hair down as flat as possible to my scalp to give my wig a little bit more of a realistic look. Next, eyeballs. I'm using these beautiful bright yellow contact lenses. You can get them at websites such as Pinky Paradise or Uniqso, or you can find them at your local costume stores. I am going in and I'm touching my eyeballs because it freaks people out and I have a higher pain tolerance. It's up to you on how you put in your contact lenses. There's also typically an applicator that comes with contact lenses. And don't be afraid to cry and weep a lot, because contact lenses will do that to your eyes and you don't want to ruin your base priming. I'm using the Benefit Professional primer on primarily my T-zone to get rid of my pores, because Joker doesn't have pores, technically. Then I'm going with the Farcelli Unicorn Essence Primer. It is glittery and it smells amazing and it works. It's expensive, but it works, so I use it. Also, a little goes a long way. Pat that all over your face. And third time's the charm, I'm using the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Based Visage Primer. I do so much priming. People wonder why it stays on all the time. This is why. Jam into K-pop, yeah. Next up, eye primer. Never done priming. I'm using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance eye primer, but you can use whichever one is your favorite. And I am gently patting that all over my eyes and under my eyes. Next up, I am whiting out my eyes, because you have to. Face paint can be rather irritating to the eyes, so I opted out for an eye crayon stick. And I'm just blending that in, and I'm getting it really into my eyebrows because I'm not gluing them down. You could glue them down. I am not doing that. The product that I'm using for this is the MAC Flat White Pro Longwear Waterproof Color Stick. It is eye safe, and it works pretty dang good. And the moment we have all been waiting for, face paint! I use the MAC Pro acrylic body paint / face paint, and I am taking a wonderful triangular sponge, which you can find at the dollar store, and patting it all over my face in a pretty even coating. It took me a long time to find out which kind of sponge and application worked. It's up to you and your skin. This is the one that works for me. And I'm going to start setting things. Going back into the palette, I'm using the shade Bump and a flatter eyeshadow brush, and I am patting that all over my lids, under my lids, and places that could possibly crease. This is how you get it to stay, people. Next up, fluffy brush, powder. I'm using the Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder. It is a translucent powder, however, it comes off more white. Great for Joker, not great for day-to-day makeup. Unless that's what you're into, to each their own. Who says that this can't be an everyday look? Next up is the most complicated part, which is my brows. I'm using the NYX Cosmetic Studio Liquid Liner in the shade Extreme Green. Now, because I did not glue down my brows, this probably takes a lot longer than it should. It also means that I have to draw around my eyebrows to get the full shape that I want. Which, I mean, I would probably be doing anyways, but I am drawing more sharper lines, more angrier lines, and I'm making my brows way more bold than I usually do because Joker is a bold bitch. That's just how this girl works, okay? I am also going in and filling them in as much as possible, but I'm gonna miss some spots, but that's okay. Next, I'm going into the palette, and I am using the shade Hatter. And what I'm going to do with this eyeshadow is fill in all the spots that I didn't get in before with my eyebrows. I am taking a small flat brush, typically you could use a concealer brush for this, and I am patting that onto my eyebrows to mattify and decrease the shine, and also get it as close to my wig color as possible. Next up, eyeballs! Fluffy brush. And I'm using the shade Calvera, which is this beautiful, beautiful yellow shade, and I'm using that in my crease. So I'm putting that in the crease of my eyeballs, and I'm blending it out very, very softly with a very light hand because you don't want this stuff to move. Next up, I'm using a purple Super Shock shadow. You can use either or. I was primarily using Dare. This stuff is cheaper, and I am putting it on the outer corner of my eye and making kind of a dramatic V look, angled wing, yeah. And I'm packing that on to really make a nice bold statement. Also, I'm bringing it down under my eye a little bit towards my waterline. Just on the outer corner though. Next up, I am taking the color Mean in the same palette, and I'm putting that on my inner corner and blending it into my crease color. I'm also going in with Calvera once again to make sure that it is pigmented and stays the right color. Also going in on the waterline with Calvera and Mean to really make my contact lenses pop. Next up, glitter. I'm using a NYX Cosmetics glitter primer and a Too Faced glitter, but you can use whatever glitter makes your boat float. I'm putting this on my lid and underneath my eyebrows as an eyebrow highlight, and also on the inner corner of my eyes. Next, liner! I'm using a Pink Panther Miniso brand eyeliner, but you can use whatever liquid liner floats your boat, and I am doing the do with the liquid liner in the cat eye. And I'm making it longer than usual. Think Amy Winehouse meets comic books. Then I'm going in with the waterline with the NYX Cosmetic eye color pencil in milk. And then it's time for the lips. I am using the Sephora Rouge Lip Cream Stain in the shade 01. It is a beautiful red, and it's practically perfect for Joker's lips. So I'm going in and doing my lips normally, and then I use a lip brush to blend my lipstick out into the perfect winning smile. After you got your lips done, you have a winning smile. Next up, falsies. I'm just using some Duo eyelash glue. Use whatever eyelash glue you like the best and whatever falsies you think fit her best. I use big costume dollar store eyelashes because they're big, they're bold, and I love them. The trick with falsies is to wave them around like you just don't care. And by that I mean wave them around to dry them a little bit faster because I'm impatient. And then I'm using mascara. I'm using the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara to blend in my natural eyelashes in with my false eyelashes. I'm doing this to both the top and bottom lashes of my eyes to give myself a really dramatic look. After mascara, it's time to contour. I'm using a NYX Cosmetics Contour / Blush in the color Taupe. After, I am going over with a blush, I'm just using a really cheap blush, to give myself more of a rosy feel. After highlighting, I actually use two highlighters. The first one is a ColourPop pressed highlighter, just the whitest shade possible, and then the next one is the Kat Von D Metal Crush Thunderstruck eyeshadow, which is big enough to be a highlighter, so I use it as a highlighter. And then setting spray, just using a NYX Cosmetics matte one. Pop on your wig, brush her out. Pop on your weaponry, because Joker never leaves home without a trusty gun, or knife, or knife comb. Pop in my grills to elevate my smile. Gloves, rings, blue zipping through the background. Jacket, the piece de resistance, and boom, Joker-fied. Thanks for joining me, everybody.
Hi, I'm Andrew Thomas, and I actually wear many hats here at Chapterhouse Publishing. Social media manager, in-house letterer, cover artist, and artist on several books here. So as an in-house letterer, I work on all our in-house production books, so all our Chapterverse books, which includes Captain Canuck, Northgard, Agents of Pact, Phantoma, and the list goes on. As a cover artist, I've done a couple for Captain Canuck, and we are actually here promoting our new book, especially for the young children, called Canuck Adventures, which is going to be fun and entertaining as well as educational because it's important. Our most popular book has to be our flagship title, which is Captain Canuck, and it is actually a rebranding from the original 1975 book of the same name. We just started from scratch, and we brought it into the 21st century with an all-new mythology, and with that we've expanded into a spin-offs and other characters and genres. We developed the fourth largest shared comic universe in comics behind Valiant, DC, and Marvel. I think you know what it's definitely important to have homegrown talent and homegrown heroes because it gives us something to be inspired of. You know, we look at something and we immediately attach ourselves to the familiarity
of our surroundings. So whenever something is familiar, we tend to become more interested and more involved. So when we look at a hero who's so pure and so light, kind-hearted, a person as Captain Canuck, who can also be quite the badass. We just tend to elevate that sense of patriotism and inspire us to create and to be better than ourselves. And I don't think you could ask for better than that, really. Yeah. So. For example, in The Pitiful Human Lizard, which takes place in Toronto, and has him, crawling around actual locations in Toronto. So we see the ROM and Queen Street, Bathurst, and because we're establishing a sense of realism. So we're putting these characters in a real place, and which makes themselves real, and we follow their adventures, and we're rooting for him, and if he falls, we cheer when he gets back up. These are very real characters. They're very grounded. So for Chapterhouse Publishing, you can find us at your local comic book store. You can also find us online at chapterhouse.ca, or social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as Comixology, so you can read on the go. You can have an entire universe in the palm of your hands.
Hey, it's Andre from Heroes World, but you may notice that I am not in my usual locale. I'm in the belly of the beast, the Lunchbox control room, but I'm still gonna bring you my 3 comic picks of the week. So, first up, from Image Comics, we have a book called Blackbird, a beautifully drawn book with exceptional colors, and it's all about magic. Nina predicts an earthquake, and while she's able to save her family, she witnesses magical beasts saving everybody in her neighborhood. But nobody else remembers. As she grows older, nobody believes her. She's the outcast. She's the girl that talks about all the mystic nonsense, and it leads to drugs, it leads to a poor job, and tragedy. She loses a mother, she loses a father, so she is really unlucky. But she still believes in magic. And 10 years later, her sister, Marissa, gets abducted right in front of her, but it proves that paragons, magical beings, exist. And although she's happy to know that she's not the crazy one, she's now on a quest to find her sister. Once again, that's Blackbird #1 from Image Comics. Batman 56 sports an amazing foil cover this week, and if you're a longtime comic collector, you could swear it's back in the 90s where these gimmicky covers were all the rage. But don't let that fool you, because the content in this issue is absolutely amazing. If you read Batman in the last issue, you know that Nightwing was shot, and now Batman is on a quest to find out who did it. It's none other than his old enemy, the KG Beast. Yes, he is out to hurt Bruce Wayne Batman for taking his arm, and he decides to take Bruce's son. Batman, Alfred, everybody is angry, and the Dark Knight has vowed to catch this assassin monster, who is basically offing anybody who knows where he is. Great book, great art, an amazing story by Tom King makes Batman always one of my top picks. Make sure you check out Batman #56 by DC Comics. Doctor Strange has been probably my favorite book of this whole Marvel all-new fresh start. And Stephen Strange has never been better. On a quest to rekindle magic, because he lost all his connection on Earth, he traveled to the stars, and he became even more empowered on his trek to the stars as he learned how to forge magical artifacts to rekindle and repower up his connection to all things arcane. And when he returns to Earth in issue #6, he finds out that somebody has been impersonating him. And of course, we have a great battle between Doctor Strange and his imposter. Make sure you check out this book. It's all about magic, it's fun, and we see a brand new costume design, which I personally think is fantastic. Doctor Strange has never looked better, and Mark Waid writing it has given him a really fresh take, a breath of fresh air for Doctor Strange. Once again, that's Doctor Strange #6 from Marvel Comics. So there you have it, guys, my 3 picks for the week. Make sure, as always, that you check out your local comic book store, see what they have to offer, but keep on reading.
And that is it. My name is Lou. You are watching The Lunchbox. Check us out every Thursday on FTV. If you miss an episode, all episodes are uploaded on our YouTube channel every Friday. Check out our socials right here. Thank you again for Shirtpunch for the cool ass shirt. That's it. Bye.